Is the Goodwood Revival the greatest motorsport event of the year? In my opinion, it absolutely is. So for those who don't know, the Goodwood Revival is a 3-day motorsport festival held at the Goodwood Motor Circuit where everything is historic. Everything from the signage around the track to the cars that people arrive in to the attire that you have to wear just to get into the event. Everything is period themed. It is like stepping into a time machine back to the 60s and visiting a proper motorsport event from that period. Now, why am I talking about the Revival? Well, it's just happened. And the highlight of the Goodwood weekend always has to be the RACTT. This is a race made up of closed cockpit GT cars and prototypes that raced between 1960 and 1964. With cars such as the Cobra, the E-Type, the Bizzarini, the Sunbeams, Heelys. And if you think the cars are the stars of the show, wait till you hear the drivers list. Now, this is just some of the drivers that took part in the race this weekend. Jenson Button, Alex Brundle, Jake Hill, Jack Villeneuve, Dario Franchitti, Marino Franchitti, Anthony Reid, Jimmy Johnson, Andre Lotterer, Matt Neal, Tony Kanaan, Neil Yarney, Tom Ingram, Nick Padmore, Andrew Jordan, Darren Turner, Scott Dixon, Emanuele Pirro, Gordon Shedden, Nigel Greensall, Andy Prio, Rob Huff, Jack Tetley, Tom Christensen and Romain Dumas. And that's just half of the entry list for one race. Over the course of the weekend, you basically see the entire BTCC grid with a load of GT drivers and Rowan Atkinson as well, because he is a legend down at Goodwood. To the subject of this video, the RACTT. I thought it would be fun to have a look and see what it would be like to race in the RACTT. Amongst this grid of priceless cars, and we're going to be taking the E-Type Jag because it's an icon. It's an absolutely beautiful car and one of my favourite historic racing cars. And we're going to go for an 8-lap race at Goodwood against the Assetto Corsa AI here today, just to get a feeling of what it would be like to race in such a legendary event. Anyway, I'm going to head to the grid and I'll see you guys there. On the grid for what could possibly be the prettiest and definitely best sounding grid that there is. Oh, a big chunk of wheel spin, but we actually managed to get a pretty decent start compared to the AI, which probably aren't used to having a 3-wide grid start as we get crowded out to the outside. Behind a Stingray and next to a Porsche 904. Definitely, definitely worse places to be sandwiched. There's a Cobra comes sneaking up the inside. A little bit of body-to-body contact. And now we get the run up through this little right-hand kink on the inside of that Cobra. We're going to have to just tap the brakes, give him the space on the outside. We've got the 904 up ahead as we head into the first part of St Mary's. Can we just maybe get up the inside on the brakes? Oh, no need. He's gone sailing off onto the grass on the outside. Thank you very much. Up another place through the second part of St Mary's before heading up to the 11th corner, one of the trickiest corners on the circuit, the first part, because you need to try and get it slowed down and then run it wide through the second part, but not too wide, because otherwise you don't want to get too much understeer and head onto the grass, onto the exit before heading down the Laffin Straight, the fastest part of the circuit, reaching speeds, well, 130, 140. We're going to be almost hitting 150 miles an hour here in the 60s, might I remind you. This car is from the 1960s. Which means the brakes can sometimes be a bit scary, hence why I backed off a bit there. Before heading up to the chicane. Oh, a little bit of contact on the back of that Cobra. Don't have a massive accident in the chicane, AI, please. Oh no, they just had the massive accident on the exit of the chicane instead. Through the kerfuffle. And on to the second lap we go. We've got our fellow E-Type up ahead. One car's already retired. Gonna maybe look at the inside into Madgwick corner. No, I'm not going to get the run on the exit. Yellow's ahead. There's a Cobra off ahead. Tap of the brakes. Cobra in our mirrors as well. Up to 4th gear. But we are in the lightweight Cobra. Sorry, not the lightweight Cobra. The lightweight E-Type. Getting the cars mixed up there. So all aluminium body shell, which meant this car was a hell of a lot lighter than the standard E-Type, which raced in the period. And couple that with the brilliantly sounding 3.8 litre straight 6 engine, which, oh, sounds absolutely glorious. And this engine puts out about 340 brake horsepower, which, you know, for the 60s, meant this thing would do well over 160, almost 170 miles an hour down the Mulsanne Straight at Le Mans. Oh, brakes just starting to come in a bit now. Before we head up to the chicane for the second time. As we really mess up the chicane, went way too deep. Way too deep. Come on, car. It's going to leave us vulnerable to the cars behind. We've got a Cobra coming through. We've got an E-Type behind. That Cobra's got the V8 grunt. And you can hear it coming on the outside. There he goes. Is he going to go too deep? No, he's not. He's going to make the corner. Yes, he is. Come on, keep your foot pin. Keep your foot pin. Oh, that V8 rumble is quite something, matched with the straight six symphony of this engine. But we're definitely lighter than that Cobra is as we go well onto the grass. We're going to look up the inside into St Mary's. Oh, I'm not brave enough. I'm not brave enough. But he's too brave. Just about keeps it on the circuit. This is fantastic racing. Through the second part of St Mary's. Apex, I think, a bit too early. The track drops away from you on the exit, so it's very easy to understeer out onto the grass. Once again into the first part of Laban. Basically just using the throttle to steer us out onto the Lavant Straight. Come on, we're gonna get pulled on, I think, by this Cobra here. That V8 just has so much power. We got another Cobra behind us as well. Luckily, with our lightweight, means we can brake that little bit later, but not that late. Keep it out the wall, keep it out the wall, keep it out the wall. Whew. Just a little tap. Not my finest braking zone there. Poor little E-Type. Anyway, on to lap 4 we go. Lost a couple of positions. Definitely going to have to try and make them back up again. Got this number 6, I think that is. E-Type up ahead. Oh, come on. Turn in. Might have picked up a little bit of front wheel damage with that tap into the barrier. The number 43 in that glorious blue and white livery, who has a tap of the brakes, and we managed to just slip on through up the inside. Going to briefly take 5th before head hard on the brakes down into St Mary's once again. Dab a left foot brake through the second part, just drag it through. Such a tricky corner, that's so difficult to be able to find the way to carry the speed. Down into second gear. Come on, get it turned, get it turned. Car definitely feels like it's got a bit more understeer since we made a slight bit of contact with that barrier. Luckily, the power is completely unaffected, and the noise definitely is completely unaffected. Yellow's up ahead briefly. I think someone may have got a bit deep right. Let's brake a bit earlier this time. There we go. That's a bit better into there, even though we still missed the apex as a car. Stopped in the chicane. Is that... Oh, it's an E-Type. Stopped in the chicane. Oh, collected by that number 6 up ahead. Come on. Get it round. Get it round. Come on. Right, come on. Well, a little bit of a spin, but we're still going. We're now into the clutches of Bizzarini and the Cobra behind us. Oh. Well, I think this car's going to be a bit battered and bruised by the time we get it back to the garage after the race, but all in the spirit of revival. These drivers, as something that I mentioned earlier on in the intro, they'll go out there and they'll give it absolutely 10 temps. They'll just be respectful, but they know that it's racing, and you put some touring car drivers on a circuit and tell them not to race hard. That's just impossible. That's like telling a kid in a candy shop, no, you can't have any sweets, you're gonna have to have an apple. That ain't gonna happen. That kid is gonna pick up the biggest jar of sweets that he can find. It's exactly the same with touring car drivers. If they see a gap, they're gonna go for it. I mean, they're not gonna punch each other off like they may do in the BTCC, but they're certainly gonna race hard, and they're gonna go for those positions as much as they possibly can. Cool. Starting to work up a bit of a sweat here. Oh, Cobra on Cobra, action ahead. Is that a Cobra on the left? I think that actually might be a TVR. Nope, that's definitely a Cobra. I'm getting my cars mixed up here. Whoa, a little bit of a lock of a rear brake. Come on, number 56. Oh, just didn't have the confidence to get fully onto the throttle there. Whoa. He's gone a bit deep, just on the inside for the first part. Allowing him to take third gear early. Try and find some traction. Didn't find it though. He still comes sliding out onto the back straight. And I hear a V8. I hear a very, very loud V8. Yellow's up ahead. I'm going to guess someone's gone off at the chicane. Nope. It was an E-Type parked well on the outside there. The AI are really struggling to handle Goodwood, to be honest. Going to let this Porsche go through the chicane in one piece. Thought about a move there, but I knew it just wasn't going to end well. It's fine. We've definitely got the grunt. Those little tiny small engine Porsches, they may be light, they may be nimble. Which, oh yeah, you're just seeing there, he can just take so much more speed through the corner. But if we manage to square off our exit, well, which we do, by the time we hit fourth gear, that straight six just absolutely pulls. And there is nothing that that Porsche can do. Until I put it onto the grass and have to collect it up. But nowhere through at the first part of Ramirez. I've got a bit of a train of cars behind us now. Come on. Get it through there. Nicely done. Oh, absolutely abusing this engine with those downshifts. Leaders on the final lap. He's absolutely disappeared. I don't know what position we're in right now. Somewhere around, I think, towards the back of the pack, to be honest, with the couple of incidents that we've had. But we're having fun. That is the main thing. Come on, get it down, get it in, get it in. Front tyres, I think, maybe starting to just overheat slightly with how much I'm pushing them. On to the final lap we go. Got a bit of a gap ahead, bit of a gap behind, so we can just focus on our racing lines. I say that and then immediately take the completely wrong line through the first corner. But we do actually get quite a decent exit. Someone's off on the grass ahead. Can't really see a thing right now. It's just dust and dirt flying everywhere. Bit of a lift through there. Cut the corner a little bit. Shh, no one tell the officials. Come on, get it in, get it in. Trying to use the throttle to get it rotated out of there. Front end does like to understeer a bit. There's a big old lump up front. Third gear ready for the traction. Oh, a bit of understeer on the exit. Don't think we're quite going to make any more positions up unless there's an almighty crash on the last lap, which is likely, to be honest, with these AI. I'm going to brake just before that 100-meter mark. I hope the car stops. Just about. And through the chicane for the final time, which we completely mess up. Cobra behind us is going to be a drag race to the line. But I think we're going to have it. Yes, we are. P12 in the end. Not bad at all. Oh. That was... Oh. Just those noises. Well, that was absolute brilliant fun, to be honest. As I said, I'll link both Goodwood and the car pack down in the description below. If you want to have an experience of what it's like to race in the legendary Goodwood Revival, then you have to go and check this out. Thank you, everybody that has come by and stuck with the video all the way to the end. I do very much appreciate it. If you have, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as well. And don't forget, I stream over on Twitch, so you can find me also in the link below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.